What's up, guys? Fooch from Fooch TV here today, and now we finally have an update here on the Nth Room. So here we go. We have En Bonbon, Gakat, Moon Hyung-uk, and An Sung-jin are finally going to be sentenced. This is going to be happening on November 19th. So we're about a little under 2 weeks away, about 10, 11 days for this happening. Now, if you don't know anything about the Nth Room, I'd like to invite you to watch my full comprehensive summary on the Nth Room. That should be up in the right-hand corner right about now. If you go ahead, you could click that. You can see an entire summary of the Nth Room. And for those of you who have been waiting, I can finally say the Boxabong or Doctor's Room video, I finally recorded it a few days ago. It is currently with my editor right now, and I'm sure he's doing a wonderful job to make that look very nice, and hopefully that will come out before the sentencing on the 19th. That's no guarantees, but we're doing our best to make sure that gets out. So I know you guys have been waiting a long time, so just to let you know, it is almost here. And without further ado, let's go ahead and take a look at this article. This is from Cookie News. Gakat, or aka Moon Hyung-uk, and An Sung-jin, they are going to be, their sentence is going to be announced in Daegu on November 19th. Now, what this article is talking about here is the Gyeongbuk Consultation Center and Facilities Council, which is a group of 86 civil society organizations. They held a protest in front of the court calling for life imprisonment for both of these individuals to prevent these crimes happening again. Now, what they're worried about is another one of these songbangman punishments. Songbangman means cotton bat. It's more of like think about a gavel with, instead of the top being a hammer, it's a cotton ball. So, it just not a harsh punishment, and that's kind of what we've seen from a lot of these sexual crimes here, is these guys are not getting harsh punishments. So what this organization is protesting is more just making a statement saying that we want these people to have life punishments. Now, do I think that they're actually going to get it? I want to say yes. However, I just don't think they will. I think Jo Joo-bin might get a life imprisonment sentence. I don't think Moon Hyung-uk will, just because I think what they're going to do is they're going to say that Gakat's whole motive behind this was sexual perversion, and it was just him trying to act out his fantasies. And given that fact, and given the fact that he's only about, in his early 20s, and he wasn't doing this for money, I just don't think they're going to give him a life sentence. I'm honestly going to be surprised if they do. Whether or not they should, probably you can argue that, he did ruin a lot of girls' lives in all this, so he may deserve a life sentence. I really don't think An Sung-jin is going to receive it. I think they were talking about giving him about 20 years in jail, and I think that would be, a pretty solid sentence, very strong for Korea at the very least. Now, this has been a very big year when it comes to sex crimes. So, maybe the prosecutors will finally buckle down and say, you know what? Enough is enough. This has to end now. Just a couple of things that happened this year. Of course, we had the En Bonbon or Nth Room and Boxabong or Doctor's Room. Even though those crimes happened mostly last year, they were announced to the public this year. A lot of outcry about the disgusting crimes that went on within the Telegram channels. What else? We also have the Welcome to Video. Son Jung-woo, he only served 1.5 years. He was released back in April, or he finished his Korean sentence back in April. The U.S. wanted to extradite him and punish him in the U.S., and he would have definitely gotten a life sentence because he operated the largest uncovered child sex website in the world. It's the largest one that they've uncovered on the dark web in the world. And he only got 1.5 years of jail time in Korea. And the judges refused to extradite him. And then we also have Jo Do-soon. He was arrested in 2008 for absolutely violently and brutally raping an 8-year-old girl and leaving her to die in a restroom. And she survived. He was arrested, and he is actually going to be released next month. I want to say December 13th. I might be a day or two off on that. So yeah, that's coming up, and a lot of people are upset about that. I'll probably make a video dedicated to that case just before he's released. They made a movie about it, so I want to watch the movie and fully read up about the case. But from what I read, that was just, it was actually sickening reading it. And I think I've been exposed to reading a lot of these crimes or whatnot, but that one takes the cake for just the absolute most disgusting and absolutely vile acts that a human can possibly do. Now, the reason why for some of these lighter sentences given to criminals in Korea historically, if they're young, they have a bright future ahead of them, so we don't want to lock them up too long. That's some of the reasoning. If they are first-time offenders, apparently that, if you're a first-time offender, okay, well, you may not do it again, so we're not going to give you a harsh sentence. That's one of the reasons. And if they show remorse. Now, if they know they're going to show remorse, if they show remorse, they're going to get a lighter sentence, then of course all criminals are going to show remorse for the crime. Do they regret that they did the crime, or do they regret that they got caught? So these are historically reasons why such weak sentences, cotton bat sentences, are given. However, the public outcry has been quite big this year, especially because of the Nth Room and Boksabong, and then the Welcome to video incident. All those incidences were actually, international as well, which kind of put the spotlight on Korea. So some of them received some, especially the Welcome to video got, international scrutiny, especially from the U.S. for not going through with the extradition. So maybe they're going to crack down. I know that I mentioned this in the Boksabong video, but that's not out yet. But after the doctor's room, after Jo Joo-bin was arrested and the public knew about those two crimes, someone who had collected a bunch of those videos went on and was trying to sell those videos on Telegram, knowing what they were, and in exchange for Bitcoin, and he got arrested, and he received 5 years of jail time, which is a very pretty big sentence, relatively speaking, and he was just selling the content of the Nth Room. So that kind of gives indication that the actual sentences are actually going to be, probably quite strict for the people that created this. Again, I hope Gak gets life in jail. I really want to say that he will. However, there's just something there. I think it's going to be because of the motive. Jo Joo-bin's motive was to make money from Doctor's Room, so I think they're going to give him life. But Gak, it was for sexual perversion. Of course, I'm not saying that makes the crime any less. It's, it doesn't matter if you're making, in my opinion, it doesn't matter if you're making money, or if it doesn't matter if you're fantasizing, you're trying to live out your sexual perversions or whatnot. The end result are, many girls' lives were ruined, and you should face punishment for that. That's just my thinking, and I think more the Western thinking, based on the courts. I think that might be the reason why Gak does not receive life in jail. I'll provide an update on the 19th to let you guys know what happened, and hopefully the Doctor's Room video gets up before then, and if not then, before then, shortly thereafter, definitely in time for Jo Joo-bin's sentencing. So that's all I have for you guys today. If you like this video, just hit the like button, subscribe, notification bell. You all know the deal, and I will catch you guys soon.